Hello all, Lauren Riley here. I just wanted to speak on taking action in your life. So when things aren't going well, you pretty much have to take a lot of action in order to correct whatever's not going, right. It seems like an obvious statement, but sometimes, being patient isn't everything. You can be patient and watch for a while, but eventually, you need to take action and you need to know what you want. If you don't know 100% of what you want to do with yourself or how to correct the wrong action or the things that aren't going well, you're not going to make it anywhere. I'm now learning this the hard way. Not that I was trying to be lazy on purpose, but so I thought if I would take it a little bit at a time and just, be optimistic and try to manage the time the best I could, that things would work out. But this is not necessarily the case. So whatever thing is going wrong in your life, you pretty much need to put in the exact opposite energy in order to get rid of it, or to rid yourself of this. Obviously you can't flip out and panic, because if you panic and flip out, then you're not going to get very far either. You'll be too worried about doing it wrong and less about doing it right. So yeah, just make sure you put in the energy and enough work to actually rid yourself of a negative situation. Call everybody you know, even if you don't even know them that well. Everybody you know, call all the organizations you can. Even if they give you the runaround, just keep pushing forward no matter what. I kind of quit out on myself a little bit, and now I'm paying for that time that I lost. I didn't want to quit. I just didn't know what to do about the situation. So I tried to just put it out of my head, not to repress it, but just put it out of my head for a bit, so I could kind of regather my thoughts and then try again. But obviously, this wasn't the best course of action, or inaction, I should say. But I guess lesson learned. The difficult part about me is that I'm trying to find a new place to live. And I have bare credit. It's not bad credit, it's just very bare. And I'm trying to find a new career at the same time. Because the old career that I had really wasn't doing anything for me. And I eventually was let go. So things aren't going that well, I guess, on the outside, but I gotta somehow take my power back and take a huge leap. Even though I don't really know what's gonna happen or where I'm going specifically, but somehow I have to figure that out. But I don't know. Usually I'm pretty good at figuring things out anyway. So, and even when things aren't going too well, I can usually figure things out in the nick of time if I haven't already figured it out. This is one of those tough times that I can't really control all too much of. All I can do is try my best, and if the worst comes to worst, then, that's it. So, even though I kind of slacked off, but then again, a lot of things were out of my control, so I can't be too hard on myself. Everybody slacks off in important situations sometimes. But most people bounce back. As long as you don't get too depressed, you don't do anything at all. That's when it gets extremely worse. But that's the hard part. Being tired, being down, and still pushing forward anyway. I need to learn how to do that too. Because sometimes I get down and tired, or just plain tired and won't want to do anything, and then I don't. But I gotta learn to push through that kind of tiredness and pain and do something about my life. I'm trying to get into writing, but the job market, I wouldn't say it's tough, but it's just because I don't know exactly what I want to do. Well, I know it somewhat, to some degree. I want to inspire other people by, through communication, turning, for example, I have a disability known as cerebral palsy, And so I want to inspire people to actually use their, I guess, their traits or the negative traits they have as their gift and show them how they overcome, that they can be used for a better purpose, so that, instead of just being seen as an obstacle. So therefore, because I have CP, I guess, I'm more sensitive to other people and their, I guess, disabilities as well, and just traits in general, so I can use that sensitivity to my advantage. The only thing is, with CP comes a lot of physical, I guess, baggage, so I can't really climb up and down steps, and I can't really carry objects up and down steps either. And so that's the big issue with the whole housing thing, is that nothing that I look for, nothing that I'm seeing is one floor with some amenities, at least inside, so it's a tough gamble. But I have to move shortly, or else something bad will happen to me. One could consider me homeless at that point, but I mean, I'm trying now to do the best that I can, to call up all the organizations that I can, but either way, here's what I'm saying. I'm probably gonna have to move to another state at some point, sooner rather than later, but I just don't know which state to move to. I'm not a huge fan of the cold or snow due to not being able to move in the cold. Just not liking the cold, but yeah, so somehow I'm gonna have to manage, job opportunities, weather, and housing, and it's a very difficult thing for me to accomplish, but at least through all this time, at least I found my life's purpose to inspire other people and to help them see their obstacles as, I guess, gateways to freedom. Because this obstacle, once I, either restructure it or get over it, it'll lead to my freedom. Either way. So that'll be pretty good. All I need to do is get over my fears of, my taking the leap of faith. Once I can do that, then everything should pan out. Anyway, I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. I'm not feeling too good. I'm burning up a storm. Every part of my body is right now. So, keep pushing forward and stay epic.